Human biology is fundamentally wired for attachment. We seek out connection because these neural bounds act as a buffer against stress, signaling to the brain that we are safe as long as we are not alone. However, when a loved one enters a crisis, like addiction or a mental health struggle, that same drive for connection loses its boundaries. We slide into a state of enmeshment, where our emotional stability becomes entirely dependent on the state of the other person. This triggers a pattern of over-functioning. We begin trying to solve problems that aren't ours, managing the other person's emotions for them, and stepping in to catch them before they hit the natural consequences of their choices. When your daily schedule, your mood, and your thoughts are dictated entirely by someone else's behavior, you stop acting from your own values. Your personal needs and goals are displaced, leading to a slow, cumulative erasure of your sense of self. This lack of boundaries forces the body to stay in a state of hypervigilance, keeping stress hormones like cortisol at a constant, damaging high. Over months and years, this biological strain manifests in the physical world, appearing as heart disease, sleep disorders, and gastrointestinal failure. The psychological feedback loop is punishing. Being wrapped up in another's pain creates a cycle where their anxiety becomes your own. By absorbing all their tension, you remove the natural friction they need to recognize their situation, removing the catalyst for change. To support someone without being destroyed, you must embrace the counterintuitive practice of detaching with love. Detachment is frequently mistaken for coldness or emotional unavailability. In reality, it is a form of self-preservation that allows you to remain present without sacrificing your self-respect. You continue to offer compassion and kindness, but you draw a hard line at personal responsibility. You care about the person, but you refuse to take on their behavior as your own problem to fix. This requires building self-possession, the ability to return to your own center and to soothe your own distress, rather than waiting for the other person to change so that you can finally feel at peace. Healthy relationships act like a Venn diagram. Two full, separate individuals choose to connect, rather than dissolving into a singular, messy blob without agency. When you stabilize your own circle, you define your own boundaries, preventing their struggles from undermining your self-esteem. Maintaining this distance provides the structural foundation that actually makes intimacy sustainable over the long term. You can apply this by practicing what is often called staying in your own lane, focusing exclusively on what you can control while refusing to interfere in the choices of others. Stop these behaviors immediately, giving unsolicited advice, making excuses for their mistakes, and solving problems they can handle. Instead, use language that validates their experience while leaving the responsibility with them. Phrases like, "I can see why you're upset," or "How can I support you?" Allow them to process their emotions without making it your job to end their discomfort. This shift helps you let go of hopium, the dangerous belief that if you just try harder or wait longer, you can force another person to heal when they have shown no intention of doing so. Stepping back and allowing someone to experience the natural consequences of their actions is an act of respect. It honors their autonomy while protecting your own mental health. When you stop overfunctioning, the other person will likely push back. This sudden release of tension often triggers friction, guilt trips, and intense resistance as the old relationship patterns are challenged. During these moments, you have to remind yourself that their emotions are theirs to manage. You are not responsible for their reaction to your healthy boundaries. Saying no will feel uncomfortable in the short term, but that discomfort is the price of long-term freedom. Holding steady is what allows you to move out of reactive mode. Use the energy you previously spent managing others to build your own resilience. Practices like daily mindfulness, consistent personal journaling, and physical movement help you stay connected to your own inner experience without being overwhelmed by the chaos around you. Consistently prioritizing your own well-being builds a new internal baseline. You stop reacting out of fear or stress and begin responding to the world with a sense of calm intentionality. Ultimately, stepping back is not an act of abandonment. It is the realization that true connection is only possible when you are whole enough to stand on your own.